When people today are looking at internet and asking this question, what is the best long-term investment strategy today? They are actually not asking about long-term money making, but what they're asking is, will I be financially secure? Will I be stuck in the job forever? What if corporate life is not for me? Is there something I can build that actually lasts? So this video is just for you. If you have any doubt which is similar to these questions, you are at the right place. But before I start, let me put a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a common layman like you looking for best long-term investment strategy, because I have similar questions in life. And I'm slowly moving towards solving these questions and creating a financial plan which actually helps me create a stress income later in my life. When I was looking for long-term investment, I met a lot of financial advisors, so-called financial advisor, I would say. So whenever I used to go to a mutual fund company, there used to be a person assigned as a financial advisor. Everybody had a simple strategy. I would say a copy-paste strategy, without any thought. They just took a paper and pen, and they portrayed themselves they are someone really interested in knowing about you. But what their strategy was to ask similar pattern question: who are you? How much money you make? What money can you actually save per month? And where are you working? How long do you think to work in this career? And similar actually questions with all so-called financial advisors. And then they have this paper and pen, they create a nice chart, and they start making those beautiful financial calculations. If you put 10,000 rupees in this fund, and that is our fund because that our company manages that fund consistently for 30 years, you will be crorepati. So stories look good. Before we move ahead, one important thing. If you want to be a successful and a profitable Airbnbpreneur, book a one-on-one consultancy call with our team. Link is below in the description. Now, let's continue the video. Imagine in today's world, is anything consistent? In 2026 itself, you might have come across this message. We have seen so many things happening just in March. A war happening, gas crisis, oil crisis, Holi, Eid, everything and a lot more. How can I imagine today in the world of AI that I will have a consistent career for next 30 years? I will make consistent kind of money with a gradual growth because I will get promoted, I'll beat inflation, and money will keep flowing. Well, the answer is nobody knows this answer. So building Hawaii Kilas with these so-called fancy financial calculators is actually a myth. Well, if that is a myth, how people are still managing to make money? How are people creating wealth? Well, that is an answer which nobody knows, but people are actually practicing it. How? They are saving money, they are building up a portfolio, distributing their money in various asset class: gold, silver, crypto, physical assets like property, real estate, and probably FDs or so many other financial instruments. And sometimes they say even cash is a good investment because cash will help you, actually pass the time where there's no other source. When everything is down, the cash is the real money. Or for that sake, they say gold or silver or whatever. So this kind of investment is happening. People are taking calculated risks and they're actually making good money in this uncertain scenarios, because one thing is very clear: discipline and consistency. That is actually one of the major factors I have understood in creating long-term wealth. Of course, you'll have to save some money for your rainy days. You should have your health insurance, term insurance, and some other important insurances. I'm not talking about fancy insurances, but simple basic insurances. And because that insurance helps you cover the risk days where actually you are creating wealth. Over a period of time, if you've invested smartly in a property, in asset class, it will actually grow, and then you don't need this kind of insurance. That is why most of the insurance end at the age of 60 or 65, because by that time you must have created wealth. And if you've not, then good for you. So similarly, people are investing in properties, real estate asset class. And there is where our interest lies. If you're someone who has a good property anywhere, probably it's your family heirloom, probably it's some property you've bought and you're paying EMI for that. Probably it's at a very tourist location. You've bought a property in Shimla, in Manali, in Kullu, or Kurg or any other places, and that property can become a cash flow machine. How? Yes, Airbnb business or short-term rental business, which many of you are actually searching today for a long-term investment strategy where the property invested grows due to the appreciation it gets, and it also makes regular cash flow for you, which helps you meet your monthly expenditures, or that money earned can be used to recover your EMI. Probably that money earned could be used to invest as an SIP in other assets class. So two assets being built up with one single unit. That's the beauty of short-term rental business, Airbnb business or homestay business. But wait here. Long-term investment should be actually considered in three layers. The first layer is financial security, second being income flexibility, and the third most important, personal control. That is very important because something you've invested in and you don't have any control. Like a lot of people invested in Dubai properties, and now due to the war scene happening, the property rates have actually gone very down. You don't have any control on that. Similar the case can happen in any other place. My father used to always say, buy property where you can actually control it. So close to your place, in your city, somewhere where actually you can go and have access to the property. Okay, so property is a good investment, but the returns. Some properties have actually given beautiful returns. Within 1 year, the property rates have doubled, but some properties, some location, within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, normally the property has doubled now in lot of tier 1 and tier 2 and even tier 3 cities. Take for example in Dehradun, there are various properties, locations I know where they have doubled in 1.5 years of time. And some properties are easily doubling within 5 to 6 years horizon. That's actually a good CAGR if you go back and calculate and do the maths. So, but yes, this is a slow pace of growth. It is long-term investment. I understand that. But what if I can create cash flow with the same kind of property? I have a 3 BHK apartment. My property is growing, the wealth is being created, but I put the property on rent, I make rent out of it, and then I get good money. Now, am I satisfied with the long-term rentals, or I need to do a short-term rental business, Airbnb business, homestays business, where easily people are making 1x, 2x, 3x of long-term rental business. They're actually making such kind of money which is helping them invest in other asset classes. That's the beauty of Airbnb or homestay business. And the major beauty here is that you don't need to leave your job. You don't need to leave the business you are doing. All you need to do is create a system. That is why many professionals like you or see around you are actually now Airbnb-preneurs. They are hosts on Airbnb, running their hosting business very smoothly, even keeping their job. I have a beautiful story of our Noida host. We met just 3 months back. Now somehow he researched on internet, he got to know about the Homestay Academy. I will not take his name, but he is actually a senior CA in a firm. He's running in CA business. At the same time, he has about 7 or 8 studio apartments scattered across Noida. Now he was, it was an investment tool for him, and he put it on long-term rentals, and people were running homestay business, Airbnb business on them. And he was getting his long-term rentals, no worry at all, and they were running their business. And he actually understood over a period of time that actually they are making more money than him. And that is what struck him, that when they can do it, even I can do it. And then slowly he researched about Airbnb, he met us, and 2 of his studio apartment he pulled out from long-term rentals, put it at short-term rentals. We of course guided him, did the interiors, the photography, the listing on Airbnb, and the complete profiling and co-hosting. And today as we stand, his occupancy is close to 85%. That means more than 25 nights booked every month. He is actually making about 2000 to 2500 per night. So do the maths. He is actually making 2x of rental easily, minus some opex, because again the opex is being spread into apartments, and is actually planning to release his other apartments, and when all of them get sorted, the opex will actually average out. He will be actually saving a lot of money. Right now, at least 1.7x of long-term rentals he is making. These are real figures. And when you increase the volume from 2 property to 7 properties, you see the magic happening. And even the OPEX goes down, your 1.7x comes very close to 1.9x. That is the power of short-term rental business, Airbnb business. And again, he hasn't left his job. All he has done is created systems which have been created with the help of the Homestay Academy team. We created SOPs, checklists, systems, trained his caretakers, created nice listings, co-hosting, all queries being answered by our co-host team at the Homestay Academy. All he gets is a message on his Airbnb app on phone: your property is booked. And as soon as the property is booked, a message goes to the caretaker. The caretaker makes sure everything is ready for the guests. Guests have good experience, good reviews, and the wheel starts turning. And 2 properties, 85% occupancy. Slowly, he is now planning to move all his properties to short-term rental business. If you are somebody like that, if you are in a corporate job, if you're doing your business and you're thinking to start your entrepreneur journey, your Airbnb journey, you are at the right channel. All you need to do is book our one-on-one free video consultancy call with our expert. The link is right below. And remember, it is free of cost. So for 10 minutes, you can discuss your doubts, you can have a very nice discussion to demystify all issues which you have. This could be the seed which germinates into your Airbnb-preneur's journey. Anything more than that, we have all services, a longer consultancy call, your interior designing, your mentorship, guidance. We also have a course now, creating a listing, co-hosting, and many other allied services which include creating systems, training your staff, photography, and a lot more. So yes, if you like our content, if you want help, book the one-on-one free consultancy call right now. And yes, of course, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.